Hi, this is Susan Broder from Speak Languages and Travel the World, your English teacher here to help you with your fluency. So, it's late this evening, but I've just come back from various lessons at school and realized that there are some really tricky words in English which you, yes, you won't be able to pronounce correctly according to any kind of rule. Now, the only way to do it is really to learn it off by heart. There are a few rules, but they're a bit confusing and there are more exceptions than rules. So it's really not worth learning the rules, but it is important to pronounce them correctly because people won't understand you if you pronounce them wrong. You can get the stress wrong or you can get the pronunciation wrong and people just won't understand you. And when people don't understand you, I'm sure you're frustrated, and that's exactly what you want to avoid. You want to be confident, you don't want to be frustrated. So if you can get your pronunciation right, that'll be a first step towards gaining confidence. And if you gain confidence, then you'll speak more willingly. And if you speak more willingly, you'll get more opportunities to speak, and everything will just follow on from that, because the more opportunities you have to speak, the more you learn, and so on and so forth. So it's really important to be a bit finicky about pronunciation. It's not an exaggeration. I think it's something that it's really worth spending time on. So if I were you, I'd have a look now at this blackboard, which I took a picture of today. It's, yes, not the best because I'd been writing various other things, so it's a bit milky white, but you should be able to see what I'm talking about. Now, let's see a moment. The first thing you can see is, I wonder if there's a pointer I can actually use here. I really don't remember now if this is a pointer or not. Anyhow, there is the word social. So S-O-C-I-A-L. We pronounce it social with the actual sh sound. And many people pronounce it social, but it's not social, it's social. And if you say social, nobody will really understand you. Now, by comparison, if you look in the middle, there's another word, S-O-C-I-E-T-Y, and that is pronounced society. So again, it's an S, but the one on the left is social with a sh sound, whilst the one in the middle is society. And below it, we have something similar, association. So very often, but not always, the CI is pronounced as an S. Association, associate, to associate as a verb, society, and so on. By contrast, on the right-hand side, we have SCI and double SORS, which is a tool for cutting, and these are called scissors. Always SI, as I've written below. Now, people often call them shizzers because this SC gives the impression it might be a sh sound combined with the I, but unfortunately it isn't. So these are called scissors, the tools you cut with. Below it, you'll see the word science, which is again SCI, but is pronounced differently, science, and scientific, scientist, so all the combinations, science. Now you can see that there are many more words that belong to these categories, which I haven't actually written down. This evening in another lesson, fascinating occurred to me, and I wonder if I can actually add that on. Let's have a look a minute. Maybe we could add that on here if this works. Okay. now it's actually written in red, but if I write Fascinating and maybe not make it red, which is really not appealing, but the same color as we have the rest, it looks a little bit better, and maybe we can make it a bit larger as well so you can see something. Okay, so if we make it about the same size, you'll see that fascinating is again SCI, but it's pronounced C. So fascinating. Okay, I think I can put it there, and by that way we have it in the same group here. Okay, so fascinating, whereby we have the SC is C, and I'll put that in brackets and put it underneath it. So we know we're talking about the same thing, fascinating. Okay, so we have scissors, fascinating, and many other words of the same group. Then we have science, society, association, but we have social, which is a sh sound and absolutely not a ch sound. Below, though, we have another two shs which don't look like shs. Double S with followed by ION is passion, SION, and TION, nation, is also a sh sound. So as you can see, it's really not that easy to learn how to pronounce English words. And yes, there are rules, but it's quite difficult to think of the rules whilst and I would recommend actually creating opportunities to use them. When I learn languages, I usually have words which just won't stick in my mind, and that's the time I try to create an opportunity to use them as much as possible until they become part of me and they become spontaneous and I don't need to think about it any longer. Okay. So I think that's all about this, and I hope this was useful. Do practice them because they are important words, and do believe that spending time in practicing your pronunciation is time well spent, because you'll be understood better and you'll gain confidence as a result, and you'll be happy to speak a bit more afterwards. Okay, don't forget to practice with my free fluency exercises, which you can download from the link in the description below. And absolutely don't forget to subscribe. By the way, if by any chance you think of any other words you're not sure of how to pronounce, why not write it down in the comments and I'll see if I can help you with the pronunciation. Okay, so that's all. Have a nice evening and bye for now. Goodbye. Bye.